Welcome back. This is Dr. Gomati, and I'm going to tell you how to structure a synopsis in this video. Synopsis is the document which you have to submit it before submitting your thesis at least 3 to 6 months prior to the thesis submission. So, synopsis is like what you're going to do as a precise one. So, for synopsis, what are the content you should keep, what you should do, and what you should not do? That I'm going to explain here. So the very first thing of a synopsis, what you have to keep it like the certificate and the declaration acknowledgement. Like the certificate should be there, okay? Declaration form should be there, and acknowledgement form. Okay, this is common for everything like PhD thesis and synopsis. While submitting or creating your PhD thesis, that also you have to, that is a final thesis, and also you have to do is for synopsis as well. And acknowledgement form. Okay, this is common. So this should be the first three pages, and then you have to submit the genuineness of publication. So what is the genuineness of publication? That is whatever you have published, that is exactly published by you and which is published in the Scopus indexed journal. So we call it as genuineness of publication. Okay, genuineness of publication you should submit. So this also depends on the format, will be vary, the format will be different based on the universities. So just ask your university person like what form of what template you have to follow. So the genuineness of publication you will be submitting, please consider the publication which you have done for your implementation or the final publication which you have did. Okay, so once after this genuineness of publication, then you have to start writing your exact content, that is abstract. You have to write abstract, and you have to write the introduction and literature review. Okay, so you have to write introduction, literature review, and then you have to write the problem statement of your thing. So literature review, a problem statement. After that you should write the problem statement. Okay, so what is the problem statement and what is the motivation for your research? Okay, so motivation for your research and objective of the proposed work, this also you have to include, that is objective of the proposed work. Okay, what is the objective of your proposed work, that also you have to include. And then you have to write, you should also write like your proposed work, what you have did in the proposed work. Okay, proposed work, like if you have any algorithm, you have proposed any algorithm, you can write that, or um, any other tool if you have designed, then you can also write about that. And then you have to write about the methodology, like what is the methodology, if your work has any stages or any analysis stage, or if you have based on the flow chart which you have written, you have research flow, that you can write it. And then you have to write analysis, what you have analyzed from that. And then you can write conclusion. And finally you have to write references. And at last you have to write the most recent publications. Okay, that is you feel that it should be there in your thesis submission, so that also you have to include, that is most recent publication. Okay, so this is very very important. Okay, so what you have to consider, what you should do, see all these content, okay, that is from abstract to most recent publication, this should not exceed more than 7 to 10 pages, because ask your university, few universities will accept only 10 to 15 pages of synopsis. Fine, so that is what that is the overview of your thesis. So make sure that you should not write more than this. Okay, be sure of this. And the abstract, you should write only one paragraph introduction, two or three paragraphs literature review, also two or three most important literature review. And then the problem statement, what problem you have to you are designed you have defined, and what is the motivation. And then you can write about the objective of the proposed work, and then what is the proposed work you have written, and then the methodology, analysis, conclusion, references, and most recent publication. Okay, what you should not do. See, these are not any chapters. Okay, so the synopsis doesn't include any chapters. You should not write any chapters in that. You have to simply write all these things as a heading, sorry, as a subheading. Okay, and no numbering should be there. That is, most of the universities, they will not follow any numberings. So even you can ask for the numbering, whether they have any numbering system for that, because that might be some changes in some other universities. So you can ask that. Okay, for example, numbering like 1 abstract, 2 introduction, 3 literature review, like that. Okay, ask for that too. And it is not like you have to write it as a chapter 1, 1.1, 1.2. No, you have to write it as a whole. That is, a synopsis is the whole document which you're going to submit it. So be sure, before submitting, before start writing your synopsis, just ask your university like how many pages of synopsis they will accept, and if any format is available there, you can get it. Okay, in many universities, they will not give any format for that. Okay, so this is the overview. Okay, this is the overview of that. So you can write your synopsis based on these content. You can include one table and one images. Most probably you can include an important table which you wish to include, or an important image which you wish to add, but it is not mandatory. Okay, so these are all the synopsis format, and apart from that, you should also ask for any other thing which should be added with that. And you can also add a recent for one publication, that is the first page of one publication. You can add it. That is also possible, that is also advisable here. Okay, so hope you had some insight on how to structure your synopsis. So ask, but before proceeding with any submission, I request you all to ask your supervisor and get some guidance from your supervisors in the guide. Okay, thank you, take care, bye bye. I'll meet you soon with very exciting and interesting topics on research. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.